all are fine and enjoying my class, and today my topic is about Governor of States, which is coming under Article 152 to 162 under Indian Constitutional Law. So first let us start with the Article 152, which states about the definition. So here definition they have said, they have explained the definition of the states. The expression state does not include the state of Jammu and Kashmir. So in the definition states it is not extend to Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so it is only a state other than Jammu and Kashmir. Next, Article 153 is about Governor of States. There shall be a governor for each state, provided that nothing in this article shall prevent the appointment of the same person as governor for two or more states. So if anything else is written in the article that the governor can be appointed more than one state, that is different, exception, that is possible. Other than that, for every state or each state, one governor should be there. So usually president is for center, we all know. President is for center and we call them as a nominal head of state. Nominal head of state. But on the other hand, governor is for state. Okay, so president is for center, governor is for state, and he is known as chief executive head of state. Chief executive head of state. Next, Article 154, which provides executive power of state. So the executive power of states shall be vested in the governor and shall be exercised by him either directly or through officers subordinate to him in accordance with the constitution. So you know, executive power, legislative power, executive power, judiciary power. So you know, legislative power means the power of making law, which is actually vested in the parliament. Parliament makes the law, we call them as they are legislature. Executives, these are the executives, governor, president, okay, council of ministers, prime minister. So full executive powers of the state is vested in the governor. Either governor will do by himself, or else he can do it indirectly through the officers who are subordinate to him. Next is Article 155, which is about appointment of governor. So governor of state shall be appointed by the president. Okay, so president of India usually appoints the governor, and that is also by warrant under his hand and seal. He will sign it, he will give the seal, and he is going to appoint the president. So here no nomination, no election happens, directly governor is shall be appointed by the president. Next is Article 156, which is about term of office of governor. So first of all, governor shall hold office during the pleasure of president. So it's same like a prime minister also. Governor may, by writing, if governor wants to resign from his position, then he can resign, but he needs to address his resignation letter to the president. Next is, he shall hold office for the term of consecutive 5 years. Okay, after 5 years, either he can be removed or he can be reappointed, or other person will come, whatever is there. But from the date he enters upon his office, consecutive 5 years he can continue, or he can hold, he shall hold office. But yes, last one, he shall continue to hold office until his successor enters upon his office. So someone is coming on behalf and taking the charge, till then he will continue, if it exceeds 5 years also. Article 157. Article 157 is about qualification for appointment as governor. It's exactly same like president. First of all, he must be a citizen of India, and he has to complete the age of 35 years of age. Then he is eligible or he is qualified for that position, for the appointment of governor or appointment as governor. Next is Article 158. Conditions of governor's office. What are the conditions? First condition is he shall not be the member of either house of the parliament, either Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. In case if he is a member of any one of the house, first he needs to vacate that position, then only he can apply for the position of governor. Otherwise he cannot be appointed as a governor. Next is, it's same like president. He shall not hold any office of profit. That means he should not be in a job under union, state or local authority. He shall be entitled without payment of rent to the use of his official residence, means he is eligible to use his official residence without paying any rent, and he is eligible to get emoluments, allowances or other privileges. He will get same as fixed by the parliament, same like president. Where the same person is appointed as a governor of 2 or more states, the emoluments and allowances payable to the governor shall be allocated among the states in such proportion as the president may by order determine. So, in case if article provides, already we have discussed before, if article provides, then same governor can be the governor of 2 or more states. In case if same person is a governor of 2 or more states, then his emoluments and allowances, first of all, is going to be allocated in such proportion, and it's based on the states, among the states only, and it is allocated among the states and in such proportion which is going to be decided or determined by the president. And whatever emoluments and allowances will be fixed for the governor, that shall not be diminished during his term of office. That his term of office is 5 years. During that period, his allowances or emoluments which got fixed by the president, that cannot be diminished by anyhow. Next is Article 159, which says about oath and affirmation by the governor. So, what oath usually governor takes? This one I already referred in the first point, that is, he used to take the oaths like this, ki I do swear in the name of God that I will solemnly affirm, faithfully execute the office of governor or discharge the function of the governor in the name of the states, and will do the best of my ability, preserve, protect and defend the constitution and the law, and that I will devote myself to the service and well-being of the people of the name of the states. So, in this way he is going to take the oath, and his oath and affirmation is administered by the Chief Justice of State or the High Court. Functions of governor, that is coming under Article 160. The president may make such provision as he thinks fit for the discharge of function of the governor of state. So, what functions is going to be discharged by the governor, that is going to be decided by the president, if the president means whatever he thinks fit. Next is Article 161 is about power of governor to grant pardons, etc., and to suspend, remit or commute sentences in certain cases. So, he is having that power in case if any person convicted of any offence against any law, then governor is having that power to decide something. Either he is going to grant pardon by if the reason is genuine, or if he feels like really it's a crime or it's an offence, he can suspend, he can remit or commute, he can give a sentence in such cases. So, governor is having right to grant pardons also, or else he is also having right to suspend, to remit, to give any type of sentences in case any person convicted of any offence against any law. Lastly, Article 162, extent of executive power of state. Executive power is the authority to govern the state and to enforce order. The union government Parliament has the exclusive power to legislate on matters relating to the items in the union list. So this is actually extent of executive powers. You know, there is a limitation that executives are having power. Okay, so that limitation they can extend. Okay, it can exceed that limitation. When? So executive power is the authority to govern the state. Normally executive power means they are going to make certain rules which are going to govern the states, and relating to that they are going to enforce the orders, bills, etc. So now this union government and parliament has exclusive power to make the laws relating to the matter relating to the items in the union list. So in the union list, whatever items are there relating to that, they are having that exclusive power or extent of exclusive power of the state, means they are having exclusive power to make law relating to those items which are there in the union list. Now lastly, before finishing, I would like to tell you, like, governor usually nominates 1/6 member of Vidhan Parishad. Okay, so usually president nominates 12 members of Rajya Sabha. Okay, and governor nominates 1/6 member of Vidhan Parishad, and that is also on the basis of, you can remember like this class. What is this? They will nominate such person, that is total 1/6 of the member. Okay, but they should have experience, knowledge. C means cooperative societies, L means literature, A means arts, S means science, and last S means social service. Okay, so governor is going to nominate 1/6 member of Vidhan Parishad on the basis of these classes, that these persons should have knowledge on cooperative societies, literature, arts, science and social services. Okay.